Welcome to this episode of the Guy R. Cook Report. We're talking with Dan about the questions that he submitted, and let's get to it. Dan, if you want to take a minute and introduce yourself, I've kind of read through the script wrong. So we should take a second and say, this is Dan who makes tattoos and etc.
Hi, I'm Dan Henck. I own a tattoo parlor in New York. I write books. I illustrate books and magazines, and I do a lot of art stuff. But my main profession is tattooing, and then I have way too many hobbies on the side.
Don't we all? Okay, first question coming up. What are you working on right now?
It's a sequel to my third book. I haven't named it yet. It's about, I write kind of sci-fi horror into the world apocalyptic stuff, and it's about basically what's left of humanity fighting off an invasion of aliens. So
okay.
Anything I do, I get a bunch of research books for. My dad's ex-military intelligence, so he helped guide me, and I got a bunch of research books, and I'm going to read about guerrilla warfare and so on before I proceed writing the book.
Sort of a realistic perspective in his work experience. That's a good idea. Next question. When you were a little kid and they say, what do you want to be when you grow up? You said,
I want to be an astronaut.
Uh-huh. Well, if you call up, I don't have his number, but Jeff Bezos at Amazon, you give him a holler, and because he hasn't taken any artists up,
It's probably
all these other people.
Hold off though. But he's probably done his too many phone calls. He probably has a lot of filters between him.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a gatekeeper or two you'd have to overwhelm.
Yeah.
So how are you spending your days? I mean, you're working on your book, right?
I'm working on my book. I do a lot of illustrations. There's a British horror magazine called Splatterpunk, and I do all the covers for them. And they put out books. The magazines are the main thing, but they put out books as well. So I paint the covers for the book. So right now I'm working on the latest Splatterpunk.
Oh, okay. So, and this is a monthly comes out?
It started out as a fanzine. It's funny. The quick story is he used to be a British mailman, and he always wanted to write horror. So he started his own magazine, and he managed to get a whole bunch of really good horror writers to just give him stuff for it. And then he was looking around for somebody to do the illustrations. I said, I'll do them. And it just, ever since then, it's kicked off. Well, we're on the 12th issue now. And
wow.
He does it it used to be every 4 months, and then it went down to every 3 months. I think now it's down to 2 or 3 months. But in the meantime, he also puts out books, and he has a whole publishing company. He actually is being a mailman, and he just does that now. And he's a writer.
Oh, okay. Next question. What is something you're really into right now? And don't say coffee, because we know about that.
Coffee. I don't know. I do a lot of art, so I'm big into the art. Our whole studio burned down fairly recently, and so the paintings I could save, I've been restoring. I've been doing new paintings. I've been doing new drawings, and we're rebuilding the shop. So my room in the shop, since I'm one of the owners, it's like me and one of the guys, we own the shop together. So my room kind of looks like an anime studio, or more like a horror movie studio. So, in my room, I'm mounting shelves and putting little figures up there, and I have a real human skull. I put that up there, stuff like that.
Very good. And how do you feel your life has worked out so far? When you were little, you wanted to be an astronaut. Well, that didn't happen. So did you get into a groove now that you're content with, or? I
wanted to be an astronaut up until about 14, and then I wanted to be a comic artist. Mm-hmm. It was a real rocky road after that. I was a teenage punk rocker, so me and my parents didn't get along at all. They're super conservative, super strict. And they, I did really well in art, and we had creative writing classes, and I did creative writing classes as well. I did really well in those, and I got straight A's. They still kicked me out of the house. They're like, that's not a real profession.
Uh-huh.
So when I finally got back on my feet, put myself through community college, and I moved to New York City to be a comic artist and interviewed with DC Comics. And that's when I realized that it's not such a great thing. They don't pay you much money. They give you no control, no creativity. And so then I started looking at other venues I could express my artwork on. And I ended up tattooing. I was thinking I'll just tattoo until I get a real job doing artwork, but I really loved it. So, and now I've been like hundreds of books and magazines.
Now that's concluded the 5 questions that were on the list.
Okay.
So at this point, we can go up a real quick. What? Ready? Don't blink. You'll miss it. That's it. That's
Okay.
the thank you for watching. And I thank you, Dan, for taking time out of your day. I'm sure you're pretty busy with what you got going on. I mean, just keeping the coffee fresh has got to be a chore. And so I want to thank you for taking time out of your day for this episode of the Guy or Cook Report. And thanks to all the people that are watching or that will watch. Have a great day. It's a wrap. And now I'm going to click on